You got to tell us now, how did you originally get started dancing, and what made you audition for So You Think You Dance?
Well, originally, my parents wanted to take me to dance, and my parents were very cultural. So they tried to take me to Armenian dancing,
Hmm.
traditional dancing. But it didn't last that long. I went for like a few years, and then I stopped. And it wasn't until I was 17. It was my senior year of high school, and it was kind of actually more inspired by this show that I started dancing. My friend, we had a project together for school, and she offered to take dance classes with me. And at first, I went and I saw Latin ballroom dancing, and I was like, I can't do that. There's no way I can move my legs like that. And it wasn't something that I was planning on doing for the rest of my life. But whenever we started off, uh, we we started going to competitions, and it started to work out well in my favor, and gradually just grew to love it. And I actually auditioned with my first partner in season 7, and things didn't work out. It was only a year and a half after I was dancing. I mean, I made it to the choreography rounds. I met the judges, and they liked my dancing, but they wanted to see more. And when they took me to choreography, they had like this hip hop contemporary number, and to be honest, I did not know what like hip hop or contemporary even was. Like I had never taken a class, and it was just out of the blue for me. And it wasn't until like after my show in Armenia that I did
Hmm.
that I started actually train in hip hop and train in contemporary. So it's only been like a year and a half that I've been doing all of that. But yeah, I grew to love all styles, and I love performing.
Wow, it looks like you've been doing this for years, though. Like saying that you're a Latin ballroom dancer, and then you're doing contemporary, and you're doing all these different routines. It's amazing.
I know I was actually shocked to get that feedback too. Like I hadn't really done Latin ballroom until this last show, and people were like, "Wait, we thought he was a contemporary dancer," and I'm like, "No, I'm
Wow,
not a contemporary dancer. Strictly
wow.
ballroom." Yeah, so
Well, I like watching
it was good feedback.
yeah, I like watching So You Think You Can Dance because, like, I'm not a dancer, and it just teaches you all this dancing lingo and just different dances, and it's just fun to learn. It's like I want to dance. It's
Yeah, yeah.
inspiring.
Of course. And at first, whenever I was in my ballroom world, and ballroom competition world is so different than like the hip hop, contemporary, like just that dance industry. And it was kind of new to me too, just learning a lot of lingo and learning a lot of things because I wasn't used to being surrounded by contemporary dancers or hip hop dancers or just a variety of dancers. I was used to like the ballroom competitors and like very serious competition world. So it was very this is such a great experience for me to just meet new people and meet just learn more about different styles of dance.
Yes, and it looks like you guys this season, everyone gets along so well. I mean, when one person leaves the show, you guys are all teary-eyed, and it gets emotional, I'm sure, because you get to know these people weeks after weeks, and it's hard seeing them go, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we become so close. We live together. You know, we're spending our practices, our whole days together, and it's. I'm really happy with this bunch in So You Think You Dance. Our top 20 has been. Everyone was like better than the next. Like everyone's so humble. Everyone's so. They just bring this positive energy to the table, and especially these last few weeks, we've become so close because we've been with each other so much longer. And as for me, it was really hard to see Nico and Mackenzie leave because Nico was one of my best friends on the show, and Mackenzie was my partner for 5 weeks. So it was just really hard to see both of them leave. And I'm usually it takes a lot for me to cry, and I ended up crying this week, and it was just very emotional.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But the good thing is that we're gonna see each other in a few weeks, and we're gonna go on tour. So it's kind of has a like it's not a negative thing. It's I mean for them to have come this far, for all of us to have come this far, it's already such a big thing that we should be happy about, that we should be celebrating rather than um, like taking it in a negative way.
Exactly, because once you've made it to the top 10, like you said, you're in the tour, so you're good to go. There's nothing really to be upset about.
Exactly, exactly.
And then also, can you tell me, do you have a favorite routine so far that you've done? Any favorites?
Any favorites? Every dance attracted me in a different way, and it was because the variety of choreographers that we work with. It's such a great opportunity to work with them, and even in different styles. Like whenever I was learning contemporary, I just learned so many new things about myself and about performing, and same with hip hop and waltz, and it just everything I feel like added in a different way. But I guess if I had to choose one, I guess I really enjoyed dancing Mandy Moore's uh, Edge of Glory with Mackenzie because it was kind of our last dance, and it was very it had an extra like meaning to it. So I guess that one brought the most enjoyment for me. Although all of them, I really like. I could probably list all of them and say amazing things about each routine and working with each choreographer and working with Mackenzie. And this last one was really fun because I got to be in my own style. So it depends on which way I look at it, I guess.
Exactly. Well, what goes on behind the scenes for you guys when you're learning all these routines and everything, like throughout the week? What goes down?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is really stressful. I mean, we do only get like 10 hours to learn the routines, and we have to work on it by ourselves. And sometimes they don't even let us work with the all stars. And I guess behind the scenes, it's really like it's. I wish America could see behind the scenes because it's so fun. Like just being with the other dancers, we joke around. You know, there's serious moments, there's funny moments, it's its own like I feel like it could be its own show because
Wow.
it's so interesting.
It needs
And
to, yeah, it needs to be its own show. I want to see that. Not just the dancing
yeah,
behind the scenes. Like you guys should have like a life of the So You Think You Can dancers or something like that.
no, I completely agree. I mean, it would be so interesting because you really get to. I mean, on the show you only have like a minute each show to see someone's personality. But if you
Yeah.
were to see their personality backstage, it just you would probably love them even more than you already do because it's like you see different things about a person that's very interesting. That sometimes you can't even say on TV or you can't. They don't have time to show on TV or there's no opportunity to. So it is something that I hope So You Think Dance Take looks into. But I know that like if we did that, then it would be very hard to show on TV because there's a limited time that we have to show everything. So, but yeah, I mean behind the stage, it's behind backstage and practices and everything. They go by. To be honest, they go by so quickly because we're having so much fun, and it is exhausting. It is stressful. There's a lot of like things that come into play, but overall, it's an experience that we're never gonna forget. And I feel like it's the experiences backstage and the things that we learn along the way and the things that the interactions that we make that we'll remember rather than oh I was top 8 or I was top 20. You know,
That's true.
it's the memories of the experience rather than where we reached.
Very true. And then also, what do you like to do in your spare time then when you're not dancing? Just what's like a normal day like for you?
Whenever I have free time, I always try to work on my solos. But besides like the dancing thing, we like to hang out a lot. I mean, we've gone out so many times whenever we've had free time and spend a lot of time with each other because we know that like any week you might not be here anymore. I mean, like seeing people leave, it's just horrible, and you just want to spend every moment with them, you know, before they leave. And I guess like we try to spend as much time with each other. Sometimes, if I have like a free day, I like to go back and just see family and friends because I do miss them, and I'm a local, so it's really easy for me to do that. But we also like to because there's a pool, there's like a gym area and there's a hanging out area, so we like to go there. We've done barbecues a few times, and we always like to like especially with the guys, we always like to come. We hang out in our room, and the girls too, of course. But it's just a fun. It's a fun experience. I mean, we like to take every moment to its fullest.
That sounds like fun. You guys have like a lot of fun, and we also luckily have Twitter and Instagram. We get to see what you guys are doing, so that's good too. Because back in the day when I used to watch They Think You Dance, there wasn't any like Instagram or anything online, so you never knew what people were doing. You know what I mean? So this kind of like shows people a different perspective what they're doing, and you kind of get to know them more.
No, of course. I mean, Twitter. I personally never had a Twitter before. I did have an Instagram, but like Twitter and like the Facebook pages and everything. I mean, to be honest, it's so much. Like we literally have like 3 different social networks that we have to constantly be like updating and like connecting with our fans, and it's just on top of rehearsals and on top of practices and all of the stuff that's going on in between. Like you always see people on their phones like trying to like post things and like answer back fans, and we try to do it as much as possible. I mean. But there's so much like stuff coming in, and it kind of gets overwhelming. Yeah. But I mean, it's so cool to hear fans and to hear the love and support, and it really does like give us that extra boost in going forward and doing the best that we could do. Because I mean, to inspire people and to really touch people, the viewers, it's really inspirational even to us. I mean, we learn so much from it. So I'm really happy that they do the Twitter and the whole social media thing. It's crazy how quickly like we see our fans growing, and it's so humbling, and yeah, exactly. And it is crazy. I mean, like I would never expect to have 10,000 followers, you know, on Twitter. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah. Now, if you could get a tweet from anybody, celebrity or not celebrity, who would you like to get a tweet from?
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. I would want to get one from. I don't know. That's such a hard one. Ooh, I never thought of that.
Okay, how about another question too? Do you have a celebrity crush? Because maybe you'd want to get a tweet from your celebrity crush.
Oh, that's true. I have a crush on Megan Fox. I think she's gorgeous, and I love her work and the movies that she's done, and she's really hot.
Okay, so you probably want to get a tweet from her then.
I would love to get a tweet from her.
Okay. And then tell us, what do you look for in a girl? Anything?
I'm the person that likes a down-to-earth girl who also has like a sense of humor and who's also funny, and I enjoy I enjoy talking to people that, you know, I enjoy having a friend as a girlfriend rather than just someone that you just think is hot or whatever.
Right.
I think that I really enjoy. I like a girl to be really smart and be able to impress me with her smartness. I guess if that makes sense. But yeah, so smart, funny, and down to earth. It's more important to be able to interact with someone, and I mean, whenever you talk with someone and you really find something that you like in them in terms of their personality, they actually become more beautiful to you because a personality does change how you perceive someone.
Yes.
And there's been so many times where I've talked to beautiful girls, but they've been so empty, and it was like, you're not hot anymore, you know. But there's been so many times where I've talked to other girls, and it's just been like, wow, you're really attractive because you're so like, your personality is really attractive, you know. So
right.
I don't believe in the whole I'm dating you because you're hot or I like you because you're hot thing. I mean, you could be attracted to someone at first initially, but I mean, in the end, it's personality. Because you could get like, it sounds bad, but you could get sick of the way someone looks, but you can't ever of someone's personality.
And then also, I was going to ask you, is there anyone who you'd really like to dance with, an all-star, or if you could dance with anyone in particular?
I would love to dance with. There's so many, but I would love to dance with Melanie Moore. I would love to dance with Allison Holker, Twitch. Who else is there? There's just so many. I would love to dance with Comfort. I would love to dance with. I danced with Whitney. That was fun. To be honest, like I'm such a fan of the show, and to be able to dance with anyone that has made it like has gone throughout the whole journey and has been successful in their careers after the show. It's so respect. I'm so respect. It's so respectful. So just being able to share any experience with any of them would be amazing.
Absolutely. We love seeing our old favorites, like back from prior seasons, and then like Travis Wall is one of our ultimate favorites, and then Sonia now is an amazing choreographer, and just everybody's. Oh, and Robert Roldan, seeing him back on stage dancing, it brought tears to my eyes. It was just like fabulous seeing him there back dancing.
Of course, and he is one of the people that I really look up to also because. And him and Twitch because from an experience like that, and also Catherine because from So You Think You Dance, they didn't win, they didn't necessarily win, but they created their whole careers afterwards, and they really you could tell that they worked so hard to reach where they have, and I feel like that's really important.
Everyone can make sure to see you guys on tour.
Yeah, that's gonna be so fun and exciting. I mean, to be able to continue this process after the show. I know that like, whenever I did So You Dance in Armenia, after the show ended, it felt so empty and it felt so like something was missing because we were so used to the schedule and the intensity of the program, and we were so like it was like another world to us. And once the show ended, it was like now what?
Now
you know,
what?
like it's like. Going like it just felt like something was like empty, something so unexplainable. So I'm just happy that after the show is done, we get to continue it for a longer time.
Yes.
It's gonna be so, especially with the top 10. We're gonna have a blast. And 42 cities, that's intense. I mean, that's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be like one show after the other. So we're gonna be exhausted, but it's gonna be an experience. A great